Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Shows, Style, and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my recap on Married to Medicine Season 10. Episode 1. I thought that it was a solid episode. I cannot believe that it has been 10 seasons, 10 years of Married to Medicine. I've always enjoyed this show. I feel like it is definitely a unique reality TV show, just with Mariah Huq's concept of the show being about women who are married to doctors or women who are doctors themselves. And I always felt like some of the women on this show I could definitely relate to. I could see myself having conversations with, or if I had the opportunity to like meet them for drinks after work, I just kind of always felt like I could vibe with a Dr. Jackie and even Dr. Heavenly. I'm sure she would probably get on anyone's nerves, but definitely, her and Dr. Jackie and even Quad. I could see myself getting mani pedis with Quad. This show, I always felt like these were like some Black women that I could really see myself kicking it with. So I was happy to see it come back. I love Atlanta-based reality TV shows, and it's kind of depressing to watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta struggle season after season after season. So I'm really happy that Married to Medicine is back. All right, so the episode opens up. They actually, show us Phaedra. Phaedra, in addition to being an attorney, I don't know if she still produces funerals, but she has opened up a high-end boutique in Atlanta. It's called The Vault, and she is one of the partners. So I assume she's like the financial partner, and then there was like a stylist, a gentleman there. And it looks like, they had like mink coats and there was like leather pieces. And it looks like it's definitely high end. Even Dr. Jackie was joking about, do you have like sample prices? Because she had on a mink and Phaedra said, oh, that's definitely a sample size. And I felt like they all looked great. I've always said Dr. Jackie has legs. She has like workout legs. You can tell she's on that bench press with her legs and thighs. I thought they looked amazing. And according to Phaedra, she is dating a Nigerian physician. He is a pediatrician, and we're going to get more into that. There is a visual that we have of him, so we definitely have to talk about that. But Dr. Heavenly was kind of shading Phaedra in her confessionals during this scene. She was like, I've known Phaedra for years, and she doesn't always tell the truth, so you don't know about her, but she's definitely a boss. She owns several businesses. And Dr. Jackie said something interesting. She said, oh, yeah, Phaedra, we've known her for years. She's great, and she's slicker than oil on a wet highway. That's interesting that she would say slick, because I feel the exact same way. After her ex-husband actually went to jail for 6 to 8 years for allegedly committing fraud, she never, like, thank God, lost her law license. As far as we know, she never got in any trouble. And I just always wondered, how was she able to fly under the radar when she was married to someone who got federal charges? But anyway, those were Jackie's words, that Phaedra was slick, not mine. So let's move right on along. We actually see this is Phaedra's Nigerian physician. So he's totally top secret, I guess. The only problem with this is that a few years ago, we saw Phaedra on the reality TV show, I believe it is Marriage Boot Camp, with a guy that it turns out allegedly it was a total fake relationship. Claudia Jordan outed the guy that Phaedra was on the show with. She said everything about him was fake, like his job, his teeth, everything about him. And so she was just convinced that, this was probably a fake relationship as well. And then a few years later, we see Phaedra on Married to Medicine, and she said she may not be married to medicine, but she is definitely dating medicine. And that's all that she said. He's a Nigerian physician. So hopefully we'll get to see him. Andy, I always felt like Andy Cohen really loves Phaedra and her sons. I always kind of feel like if he were to have favorites, Phaedra is definitely one of Andy Cohen's favorites. But I assume he will ask her about her doctor, but once she's private, like he won't push it. I think because she's one of Andy Cohen's favorites, she can do clownery like this on a reality TV show. But I want to back up for a moment. Also, in this opening scene at Phaedra's boutique store, The Vault, they talked about Quad, and Dr. Heavenly said that, Quad has not spoken to anyone on the show. Quad talks to Phaedra. We all know that Phaedra and Quad are friends because of Dr. G. We learned years ago that Dr. G is someone that Phaedra did date. Now, she is making it seem on Married to Medicine that it's more platonic than anything. She claims that they were not intimate. That's definitely true. If I dated people that I was not intimate with, of course. I've only had a few partners actually in the bedroom. I probably have more partners with my bedroom candy products, probably more of those than actual people that I've been intimate with. But anyway, I'm sure that was TMI for you. But really good TMI, okay? But Phaedra says that she was never intimate with Dr. G. That's how she met Quad, via Dr. G. And we've even seen Phaedra when Apollo was going to prison. She actually filmed a scene at Dr. G's house. Does anyone remember that? I believe that was like season 7 or 8. And she was talking with Dr. G about preparing her sons for their dad to go to prison. And Dr. G told Phaedra how you definitely don't want to make a prison seem like a fun place to go. Don't romanticize it. You make it clear that prison is a place where grown-ups go when they've done something bad, and just keep positive male mentors in their lives. And Dr. G said, if anyone can handle this, it's you. I remember that scene, and I just thought that it was just so powerful to see this educated working Black man give such great advice to a Black woman. And I felt like Dr. G really supported Phaedra and her boys in that scene. And so that's how she knows a Quad. They seem to talk regularly. And so, yeah, she's the one person that's on the show that Quad actually speaks with. And I'm going to show you all a picture of Quad in a moment. When Phaedra was saying, oh, yeah, I've been talking to her. She's been on vacation. So then we see where Cecil and Simone, they have Toya and Eugene over to their house, and she has food prepared. And they're actually saying that at this point, these two couples are like family. I think that's amazing considering during the early seasons of Married to Medicine, Simone did not see it for Toya. I remember another classic scene where the husbands were trying to bring them together, and they were filming a scene at a restaurant. And back when Toya was younger, Toya could easily trigger Simone, Mariah, you name it. And she said something annoying to Simone, and she got up and left. She was like, that's it, Cecil! You know I don't handle people like that very well. It was hilarious. I'm guessing this is about season 2. She said, when I'm around people like that, I don't handle it well. It was just so funny. It was like funny but scary at the same time. And like Toya totally triggered her. I don't even think it took 5 minutes. I don't even think it took 4 minutes. I think it was about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Simone was triggered. And I'm going to be honest with you all. When it comes to Dr. Simone, she can give me anxiety just through the TV. I cannot imagine being physically in her space. Her volume in her voice when she's mad is too much. And I'm an empath, and I feel like Simone is like total opposite. And if I was physically in her path, I think I would have to like keep a distance. Like if we were at someone's home at a party, if she's in the family room, I'm going to kick it in the living room. Like I would have to physically be away from her. And just some people, that's just something that you pick up, like her energy is just way too intense for me. And that is something that I've learned about myself, and that's totally fine. And she could easily say, well, she ain't my person. She's an empath. Oh, no, 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 no. She's too sensitive and too feeling. She could feel it, and that's fine. But I already know, like, people like Simone, I'm like, oh my gosh. But that is definitely what she gives. So they are talking in this scene like, oh my gosh, Dr. G is getting married again. They were saying in this scene how scared they would be to remarry after Quad. And it was so dark. And then Bravo flashed to the scene where it was at a reunion where Dr. G and Quad, Dr. G said that Quad pulled out a KNIFE on him. And she said, you pushed me to the ground and held me there. And he said, what? So you could like attack me with the weapon? So it was very intense, very serious between the two of them. We also know that Quad found out that Dr. G and a friend met some women and then got a hotel room, but allegedly, according to Dr. G, he was not intimate with either one of them. Quad found out about it, and she actually did not talk about it on the show. She did not confide about it to any of the women. I'm guessing due to embarrassment, which is a very human emotion. So, but she was protecting him, and then the marriage was pretty much over. That's why on the reality TV show, Quad would say, well, he doesn't help me out with anything around the house. He won't take out the trash. And it was looking like Quad wanted to divorce this man over trash. But it is this scene, the way they're just like, oh, I'd be so scared to remarry after Quad. I get that you may not be close to Quad anymore. You may not really care for her. But do you have to just be so extremely slanted towards Dr. G? It just seems insincere, like you're doing this just to spite Quad. And allegedly, it was Simone and Toya who brought on Letitia, also known as Sweet Tea, Dr. G's now wife. So I guess they definitely did not care if that would cause Quad to feel embarrassed or hurt. They definitely wanted to go all out, I guess, for the TV show. Now, I actually feel like this is a bigger punch to the gut than if Phaedra were to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. There are some people out there that are such pro Candy fans that if you were to even slightly possibly fix your lips to say that Phaedra should be able to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you were just the scum of the earth, total douchebag, because Phaedra lied on Candy. So there would be no seeing the two of them sit down after all these years to see what the vibe would be like between them, because you're a total horrible person for even suggesting that. But then we even see on Married to Medicine where Quad is going to be on the same show in the same spaces as her ex-husband's new wife. So do I think that Simone and Toya are total horrible persons for bringing her on? No, but it's definitely a little shady. So then we see where Dr. G and during this time, Sweet Tea was his fiance. And he brings her on, and they're talking about how they met. And then Quad, Phaedra was letting Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly know that she talks to Quad all the time, and she'd been on vacation, living her best life. And as usual, Quad looks amazing. I remember one time Dr. Heavenly said, Quad has the body of a goddess. So I'm going to show you all something. This is a DM that Letitia, Sweet Tea, sent to Dr. G. She says, hello, I can give you what you need. Rose emoji, baby emoji, and a heart. And then Dr. G responded saying, you don't even live in Georgia. She lived in DC. And Letitia said, well, I'm not too far. I'm just a flight away. And then he flew her out. And she, of course, posted that baby emoji because we all know for years now, Dr. G made it clear that he wanted to be a dad. And I always felt, in my opinion, that when Quad was dating Dr. G, that she also, expressed or pretended like she had this goal of wanting to be a mom. And then once she got him and once they were married and she was living in his home, then she never produced the kids, never, kept up her end of the bargain. What do you all think about that? Definitely, when you're dating, whether or not you want to be a parent, that is a very serious topic of conversation. And I don't think that you should waste anyone's time or be deceptive and pretend that being a parent is something that you want just because you know that that's what they want. And then you never plan on giving them a child. I don't think that's cool at all. And Quad just never gave me the vibe that she wanted to be a parent, and that's totally fine. I definitely don't see myself having kids, and I don't even, and it's okay because this is my truth, and I don't care if people think that I'm selfish. Like, I wouldn't even really want to date someone who has like kids, or if they are more seasoned than me in age, they could be like a grandparent. That's just not like anything that I'm feeling because I do enjoy the advantages of not having children. Like, there's just one person that I have to be concerned about for dinner. That's me. I could order in, or like I could have chips and hummus. Like, it's just me versus if I had a kid, I'm going to make sure that they get like the vegetable, the protein, all that, but I don't have that responsibility. I don't have to worry about that. And then, if it's like a school night, Ebony don't have no school nights. I don't have no kids. So some nights after work, do I go to the gym? Do I go to the park? Do I go to the movies? Do I go have a drink? Yes, because I can do that. So I would be forthcoming with someone if that was something that we were discussing. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to think that I got space to help them babysit their grandkids. That's just not the type of time that I'm on. So I think that whatever happened between Quad and Dr. G, just in my opinion, from what I can see, I kind of think that she may have taken him on a ride just a little bit. So I have a feeling that Sweet Tea, she shares my opinion because she said to him, I can give you what you need, and a baby emoji. So they say you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take, and Tisha definitely shot her shot, okay? And then she flew out to Atlanta. And I guess she was also visiting friends there. And then she sent him this picture where she's like straddling like a love seat or a sofa. And he was definitely intrigued, he said, and he loved the dress. And he wanted to, get with her. Okay. So then we're going to see more of Sweet Tea and Dr. G later on. But then we see where Dr. Heavenly goes prom dress shopping, or I think it was like junior prom, I think perhaps, or senior prom for Alora, Dr. Heavenly's daughter. And so I thought these dresses were so cute, so I wanted to share them with you all. So the first dress that she tries on is the one all the way to the left. It is like the sky blue and kind of like a really soft, pale yellow or gold dress. I thought it had a very mermaid look. It has like a slit or up the thigh, and it is strapless, as you can see. I love the back where it's like a corset. That was her very first dress. Dr. Heavenly loved it. Then we have the dress in the middle. It's kind of like an ivory or really pale pink dress with like the feathers in the front as well. And it was strapless. And then the third dress she tried on was this gold shimmery dress. The assistant who works at the boutique is holding the jacket that came with. I thought the jacket was elegant and very useful if she chose that dress in the event that, when you get out of the venue for prom, it could be very chilly. I mean, of course, if your date is fine, they can hand you their jacket. But, if she had one, I thought that dress was very helpful in that regard. But Dr. Heavenly loved the first one, and that was the one that she got. And something else that I want to share with you all, Dr. Heavenly said, when I was preparing for college, my parents didn't have any money. I had to get a full scholarship. And, like I had to just try and make it. She said, but I make enough money where I'll be able to pay for Laura's education. I was able to buy her a car, everything that she needs I can supply. And I don't feel bad about that. What's wrong with having an easy life? Dr. Heavenly, I agree with you. There is nothing wrong with having an easy life. I think that Black people, Black women, we do ourselves a disservice when we try to wear struggle on our arms like it's some sort of badge of honor. Black women, we deserve to live a soft life, a life of ease. And that is something that my lock journey actually taught me, just the enormous amount of ease that I experience every day. And then when I treat myself to staycations at a local hotel and I do things, we deserve that ease, that soft life, 100%. And so if I did have a child, I would try my best to make sure that I can meet all of their needs and set them up to not enter adulthood into a ton of debt. And, I definitely do not subscribe to that, well, I struggled, so they have to. I think that's way too much negativity to bestow upon your kid. You should even want them to do better than you. You should not want to repeat any sort of cycle that is of struggle or negativity or just anything dark. You want to set them up to live a soft life. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Even 45, President number 45, his dad gave him his first million. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's my opinion. I agree with you, Dr. Heavenly. So then we see the hoedown. So this is Dr. G and Sweet T's engagement party. It's being held at Dr. G and Sweet T's home. Sweet T has decorated the home. It's no longer the purple palace that Quad had it. If you go to Bravo TV, I know that I saw it on Instagram where Tisha kind of showed how she has redecorated her home with Dr. G. And in one of the scenes, she even talks about how they had to like cast out spirits and all this stuff. I kind of thought that was too much. You're the one moving into the home where the ex-wife used to live. If it were me, baby, we have to buy a new home. Why can't you sell this house? That's if it's a problem. But she was the one who kind of seemed a little bothered. But she actually had like the little the bull that you ride. They even had I don't think it was a mechanical bull. I don't think it moved, but people were posing, taking pictures. Like Toya and Eugene was like smacking her on her butt. So yeah, I wanted just to show you all some of the decor for the hoedown. And then on the way there, we see Simone and Toya talking. And again, they're like an alliance now on Married to Medicine. Toya is from Detroit, and she actually met Dr. Eugene when he was here in Detroit doing his residency. And they're married with 2 boys. But, in the car ride there, they were talking about whether or not they're cool with Dr. Heavenly. And Toya said, I am. So far, she hasn't really clowned me on social media lately. And they were saying how they hadn't spoken to Quad. So then we learned that Sweet Tea has a fraternal twin, her sister Kanisha. So they are Letitia and Kanisha. Kanisha is married because when she walked in, Sweet Tea asked, how's my brother-in-law? She said, getting on my nerves. But Kanisha seems like she's down home. So Kanisha and Sweet Tea, they're 32 years old. They are from Texas. They're from a small town called Cotton Plant, Texas. And yeah, Sweet Tea said that she is Southern. She'll put on her cowboy boots and her cowboy hat. And they seem to really have each other's back. So then we see where Dr. Jackie walks in and Phaedra comes and they are talking about, Toya brings up this rumor about Quad having a DUI. Have any of you all heard that? I tried to Google it. According to Toya, she said Google Quad's name, Quadria Webb DUI. And I actually just saw blogs saying that they don't think that Quad has a DUI. That was like all that came up. I definitely have to do some more digging and see if I can find it. What I do remember when I think of Married to Medicine on straightfromtheA.com. Not the YouTube version, but the online blog, which I have been reading for years. Shout out to Michelle Brown on straightfromtheA.com. She had like the police report. Remember when Quad and Mariah's sister Lake allegedly fought over Lake's ex-husband? Yeah, you can find that on straightfromtheA.com. Very, very interesting. But anyway, Phaedra says, well, I ain't heard nothing about Quad having no DUI. And also in this scene, when everyone arrives, they ask Sweet Tea, how does it feel to be engaged? What's something that you like about it? She was like, the access to the money. Y'all, Sweet Tea, Dr. G's now wife, actually said that, what she liked about being engaged was having access to Dr. G's money. I wouldn't even let those words come out of my mouth. Like, you are filming a reality TV show. You don't want the crew to think that you're a gold digger. You don't want your future husband to think that you're a gold digger. So now I'm guessing he didn't ask her to sign a prenup. And we already know she's planning on pushing those babies out. I guess, she has to speak with a specialist about fibroids because Dr. Simone referred her to a specialist, and Dr. Heavenly asked Dr. Simone, why didn't you refer her to Dr. Jackie? And just putting Dr. Simone on the spot. And of course, she raised the volume of her voice and started yelling, telling Dr. Heavenly that she knows nothing of what she talks about, which I agree with. And she said that Dr. Jackie is a general OBGYN. I referred Sweet Tea to a specialist. So although Dr. Simone's energy is a lot for me, I do agree with what she said. The content makes sense. And Dr. Heavenly just, of course, directly asked Sweet Tea after she said that she liked having access to the money, whether or not people have ever asked her if she was a gold digger. And she said no. I don't know why she would say that, though, but I am convinced now when she said she was tired of dating the guys her age in DC. She said that in her confessional. I'm guessing, they definitely did not have enough money for her. What do you think? And then we actually see at the end of the episode where they go and apply for their marriage license. And in their confessional, Dr. G said, I haven't seen any red flags. And then, it transitions into like a trailer for upcoming episodes where allegedly Sweet Tea is saying that Dr. G is very controlling. And Dr. Heavenly said it's the same ish that Quad used to talk about. And so much more. It looks like it's going to be a fantastic season. I cannot wait to see the rest of the episodes. Let me know in the comments, what did you think about this episode? Definitely, I love engaging with you all. I hope that you are having a good week. Tomorrow's already Wednesday. I'm not as motivated to watch Potomac, and I used to love Potomac, but when Giselle, accused Candace's husband, Chris, of the things that she did, I'm just so turned off, but I am going to watch it and I will give a review. But please hit the like button on this video. It would mean so much to me. It's a free way to support the channel. And when you hit the like button, YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy watching Married to Medicine. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. Also, I want to know in the comments, what do you all think about Dr. Heavenly posing the question, what's wrong with living an easy life? And if you could give, your kids education without the student loan debt, if you had it to buy them cash for a home, would you do it? Or would you just give them the money for the down payment and closing cost? Let me know in the comments. I would love to read those comments. All right, so I will talk with you all and take good care. Bye.